Once upon a time, a king and a queen had 3 daughters. They love their 2 eldest twin daughters named Cam Vang and Ho Du. These 2 girls are beautiful and talented, but they are evil girls. They are identical to their parents in temperament. The youngest girl and number 39's name is Pretty, Cute, Kind, and she is sponsored by Fairy Power. This makes the 2 sisters jealous because they are not the first to be the godparents. A few days after giving birth to Rose, the king and queen took Rose back to their hometown to be taken care of by a kind farmer. She lived happily in the countryside for 15 years. Not once did the king and queen visit. Every year they send the farmer a small amount of money to cover the cost of raising Rose, asking about her health and life, but they never invite her over nor do they care about her. Her education. If her godmother had not sent her a teacher to teach her how to learn, write, count, and work, she would certainly have been a broken, uncultured person. Thanks to her education, she knew how to speak many languages, draw, and play music. Good at dancing. Rose became the most beautiful, charming, and cutest girl in the world. She never disobeyed her nanny or godmother, so she was never scolded. She didn't and #39 know anything about her parents. She lived forever on the farm where she grew up. One day she was sitting on a bench in front of her house, when she suddenly saw a man in a neat coat and hat approaching her and asking if he was "I can talk to Princess Hua Hong." "Yes, sir, I am Princess Hua Hong, Your Highness." The man took off his hat. "Please give the recipient the letter," the king told Princess Hua Hong to take. The letter opened and read, "Hua Hong, your sisters are 18 years old, have reached the age to get married. I invite all the princes and princesses in this world to attend the ceremony of choosing husbands for your sisters. I and number 39 am 15 years old. I and number 39 am old enough to attend the ceremony. I came back to attend the ceremony for 3 days. I Don and number 39 give you money to buy things because I use the money to take care of my 2 sisters. Besides, no one will pay attention to you, you can wear whatever you want." Hua Hong quickly ran back to give the letter to the nanny. "Do you like to go to the ceremony?" "Yes, nanny. I really like it. I will know the faces of your parents and sisters and then you return to me." "But how will you dress, my poor child?" "You will wear the white shirt reserved for your holiday bitch poor. That shirt is only suitable for the countryside, but when meeting princes and princesses, it is extremely poor." "Mom. Dad said no one would look at me." "That will make you feel better. You will see everything and no one will see you or notice you." The nanny sighed. Without saying a word, she took Rose and number 39's shirt and patched it up, washed it white, and ironed it straight. The day before they came to pick her up, the nanny called her over and said, "This is your shirt for the royal holiday. Try to keep it because you Don and number 39 have any other shirt. You and number 39 not there to do my laundry." "Thank you, dear nurse." Don and number 39 worry. I and number 39 be very careful. She arranged the dye, the white skirt, cloth socks, black leather shoes, and a pair of shoes. The hair clip is shaped like a flower branch and placed in a small box. While she was nailing the coffin, the power fairy rushed in. "You and number 39 planning to go to the court to meet the king and queen, right?" "I and number 39 sorry." "Yes, I and number 39 "I'll be there for 3 days," Wah Hong replied, "and my clothes. How to prepare for that day I lose to my mother." She showed her godmother the open box. The fairy smiled, took out a bottle from her pocket and said, "I want to make my daughter Wah Hong emotional about her clothes. This is not worthy of you." She opened the bottle and poured a drop of water into her ao dai. Immediately the ao dai became yellow and tattered like a bundle of rags. Another drop on the stockings turned the stockings into piles of green thread. Then the shoes became rough canvas shoes. The flower clips became chicken wings. That and number 39. "It," she said in a kind voice. "I want roses. Mine appeared like that. You should wear all of that. And my child and number 39's jewelry is also here." She pulled out a necklace made of chestnuts, a hairpin made of loquat fruit and a bracelet made of dried beans. She kissed Rose and number 39's hair and disappeared. Rose and the nanny looked at each other, ecstatic. After that, the nanny was sobbing. "Oh my God, I have spent so much effort to take care of this poor ao dai. Now it is like a rag." Little Rose, Dawn and number 39. Go to the ceremony anymore. Just pretend that you and number 39. Sick no ma and number 39. If you do that you and number 39. I'll be disobeying your godmother and number 39's words. I and number 39. Am sure what you do is for me, because you and number 39. Always wise. Then me. I will go and wear everything my godmother gives me. And Rose doesn't and 39. Care about clothes anymore. She went to sleep and had a good night and number 39's sleep. The next day, as soon as she finished combing her hair and getting dressed, the king and number 39's 4-horse carriage came to pick her up. She hugged her breast and said goodbye, put the small trunk in the carriage and left. The way. Only 2 hours because the royal capital was only 6 miles from Rose and number 39's farm. When Wah Hong arrived, she was shocked to see people dropping her off in a small, dirty yard. "A servant came out to welcome you, princess. I have orders to take you back to your resting place. Please follow me. Can and number 39 see the queen?" Rose timidly asked. "The princess will meet him in 2 hours when everyone gathers to eat. In the meantime, the princess can bathe Rose according to the instructions." He led her down a long hallway. At the beginning of the hallway there was a staircase. She climbed up and climbed for a long time before reaching another hallway where there was a room reserved for children. It was a small room at the top. There were almost no tables or chairs. The queen reserved a room for her to live in as a servant. The marketman put her trunk in a corner and said confusedly, "Please forgive me, princess, for taking you to a room unworthy of your status. The queen has reserved all the rooms for the king and the guest princes." "Okay," Rose smiled sympathetically. "I and number 39. Am not angry with you because of my place. I think this place is very good. I will come find the princess to bring her to the king and queen. When the time comes I will be ready." Wah Hong said, saying goodbye. The marketer Wah Hong opened the chest. Her heart felt a bit heavy. She sighed as she pulled out her rag-like ao dai and all her other shabby clothes. She started combing her hair in front of a broken mirror she found in the corner of the room. She is very skillful, her golden hair is very beautiful. She also used a fairy comb and hairpin to pick her hair, and then she became 10 times more beautiful. When she put on her dress and shoes, she was extremely surprised. Because her ao dai became a brocade dress inlaid with sparkling gems. Her rough canvas shoes became white satin shoes whose buttons were an ideal pearl. Her stockings were silk that no one had ever had. Her necklace was diamonds. She ran back to look into the mirror. The comb and hairpin had turned into precious jewelry that no one had ever seen before. Hua Hong was happy and thanked her godmother endlessly for challenging her to obey and obey. Rewarded her well. The marketer knocked on the door, entered and took a few steps back before Rose and number 39's beauty and her outfit. She followed the marketer. They went through many stairs and many rooms, then entered a row of splendid living rooms crowded with kings, princes and princesses. Everyone stopped doing their own thing to look at Rose. She was shy because everyone was looking at her, so she didn't and #39's raise her head. Suddenly the maid stopped and said, "Princess, this is the king and queen." She looked up and saw in front of her the king and queen. The second brother looked at her with a ridiculously surprised expression. "Madam," the king respectfully said, "please tell me your name. You are probably a great queen or a fairy whose presence is an honor and happiness for us." Dear King Rose knelt on one knee and said, "I am not a fairy, nor am I am a great queen. I am Rose. Father has called me to attend the festival." Rose. The queen shouted loudly, "Rose is dressed more luxuriously than I have ever been." "So who gave her all those beautiful clothes, mother?" "It is my godmother." She replied to the queen, "Please let me kiss your hand and let me get to know my sisters." Queen. Coldly holding out her hand. "And these are the older princesses." She pointed to the yellow, orange and red rose girls standing next to her. The poor rose girl, feeling sorry for herself because of the cold welcome from her parents, turned back to her sister and her mother. Wanted to hug and kiss, but they backed away because they were afraid that Rose would ruin the makeup on their faces. Orange Yellow applied white powder to cover up the yellow color of her skin, while Red Ho applied a lot of pink powder to hide her freckles. The ladies turned away and quickly turned away to be surrounded by distinguished male and female guests. Because she knows many foreign languages and speaks politely and gracefully, she is popular with everyone. Yellow, Orange and Red Ho were furious. The king and queen were also cheating because she attracted all the attention. No one paid any attention to the two older sisters. When it was time to eat, the charming young king, the owner of the most beautiful and widest kingdom marked by yellow-orange, came to sit next to Rose and took care of her throughout the meal. After the meal, to get everyone and number 39's attention, Cam Vang and Ho Du offered to sing. They sang quite well, singing and playing the harp. Princess Rose had a kind personality and wanted to be loved and enthusiastic by her sisters. Applauded and praised the talents of the two sisters. Cam Vang, instead of being touched by that good feeling, wanted to do bad things to Rose by forcing her to coke in return. Rose humbly refused, but her sisters thought she didn't and #39's know how to sing and forced her even harder. The queen also wanted to humiliate Rose, so she joined her two sisters and ordered Rose to sing. Rose had to obey and then picked up the harp. The skillful way of holding it surprised the two sisters. When she started the opening song, they really wanted to tell her to stop because both of them saw that Hua Rose and number 39's talent was outstanding. Then Hua Rose sang with a wonderful, soft voice, she sang a lyrical song. The love story she wrote was about the happiness when people are kind and loved by their families. Everyone was moved to listen, but the two sisters fainted from jealousy. King Charming seemed to be ecstatic. He came to Wa Rose and number 39's side, his eyes sparkling with wetness. Cute and gentle princess, I have never been as moved as I am today. I really want to hear you sing forever. The Queen was angry. Because of Rose and number 39's success, the ceremony ended early and everyone returned to their rooms. Upon arriving in the room, Rose took off her clothes and put them in the trunk. Her clothes returned to the same shabby condition as before, but she was not afraid because she believed her godmother would help her. She was a bit sad because of the coldness of her parents and two sisters, but because she also did not live with them. So many unpleasant feelings were quickly erased by the feelings of the charming, kind and cute young king. While Rose slept peacefully, the king, queen and two daughters were suffocated and gathered together in the room. Queen How Terrible said the two princesses' father called that girl to the ceremony. She has wonderful jewelry that makes the boys gawk at her. Did you intend to humiliate us? I and number 39 am sorry, my beautiful children, the king replied. I intended to call it to highlight your beauty, but I didn't. And #39 expect it to be so beautiful, so beautiful. The princesses exclaimed, is it beautiful? It and number 39's ugly and only depends on clothes and jewelry. Why Don and number 39's our parents give us the most beautiful jewelry and clothes. We are like rags next to that arrogant girl. Parents Don and number 39's have such precious assets. It was his godmother who gave it to him. Why didn't and #39 you call a fairy godmother for us? But Rose got a fairy godmother. No one called her, naturally she came. Once upon a time, there was a witch doctor who told her that she was harming her parents, so her parents sent her away for free. Let and number 39's not argue anymore. The king said, now we have to find a way to get rid of the Rose and stop King Du Yen Dang. Meet him easy. The queen has an idea. Tomorrow we will make him take off his clothes. Have someone take him back to the farm. Keep him from leaving the farm, and that and number 39's it. As soon as the queen finished speaking, Power Fairy suddenly appeared and said sternly, because of your nonsense beliefs, you neglected her. I tell you, if you touch the Rose, you will be punished. The queen and king would turn into toads and the other girls would turn into poisonous snakes. Having finished speaking, she would disappear. The king, queen, and two princesses were too scared to say goodbye and did not dare say another word. That night they could and #39 sleep. Their faces became more gaunt and fierce. They had to use a lot of pink and white powder to hide their wrinkles. A fat maid brought Rose milk and bread and was waiting to change her clothes. Wah Hung didn't and #39 want the maid to see the magical transformation in her outfit, so she said she had a habit of combing her hair and changing clothes alone. After bathing and combing her hair, she put on her rags and put on makeup. With a poor set of jewelry. When she looked in the mirror, she was also surprised to see herself wearing a luxurious and splendid horseman outfit. The tunic became a riding coat of blue velvet, with buttons made of pearls the size of almonds, and the socks became boots wrapped around with pearls. She wore a blue frilly hat, decorated with a pure white feather and a large, beautiful pearl. Her boots were also made of green velvet, trimmed with pearls and gold. Bracelets and necklaces made of precious diamonds. Just one diamond costs exactly one belt. When she was about to leave, she heard someone calling in her ear, "Rose, you should only get on the horse brought by King Duyan." She turned around and saw no one, but she knew it was her godmother and number 39's instructions mom. Yes. The market leader gradually walked her into the living room, where she also attracted more attention with her gentle, kind appearance, cheerful and naturally charming face, wonderful clothes. All eyes turned towards King Charming, who came to pick her up, took her by the hand and took her to the king and queen, who were even colder than the day. Yellow, Orange and Red Hoe were so inattentive when they saw her. Rose and number 39's horsemen and number 39's uniform. The two ladies did not say a word of greeting. Rose was a bit confused about that welcome. King Duyan Dang noticed this and approached her and asked to take her hunting in the forest. "Losing to you, it would be an honor for me." Rose knew his kindness, so she accepted. "Please allow me to stay close to you and protect you against those who want to harm you," he said softly, despite the anger and intentions of the two girls. The princess wanted to attract the young man to her. The young king did not leave Rose and number 39's side. After the meal, people went down to the yard to mount their horses. A marketer leads Hong to a beautiful but ferocious and difficult black horse. The horse requires 2 chaperones. "The princess should not ride that horse," said Prince Charming. "It will kill her." "Please bring another horse. The king has ordered the princess to ride this horse." "There is no other horse," the mayor replied. "Then please wait for me to bring you a horse worthy of you." "Lose to you." "Yes," she replied, smiling gracefully. A moment later, the young prince himself led to a white horse, white as snow, extremely beautiful. The saddle is made of green velvet, the bit is made of gold with pearls. When Hong wanted to get on the horse knelt down, and when she finished getting on the horse, she stood up. King Charming threw himself on a pink horse and spurred the horse to go parallel with Rose. The king, queen and 2 girls saw everything, turned pale with anger but did not dare to do anything for fear of the power fairy. The king gave the order to depart. Every woman has a knight by her side. Yellow, Orange and Red Hoe had to accept 2 ordinary princes next to them. Their faces were sour. Both princes vowed never to marry such unlovable princesses. Instead of hunting, Prince Charming and Rose rode her horse along the beautiful paths in the forest. They told each other about their lives. King Charming was very touched when he heard Hong recount her life of being an outcast. He told her that he had been orphaned since the age of 7, thanks to the guidance of the fairy Kentrong. She advised him to go to this festival and find a perfect wife. He said, "I believe, Princess Rose, I have found that perfect wife in you. Please accept my invitation to live together with me. I will ask your parents and number 39's permission if you agree." "Your Majesty, I must also get my godmother and number 39's consent, but she also understands that I am very happy to be with you." Together, the morning hunt ended with the love filled with joy. In the afternoon, Rose also combed her hair and put on her ragged clothes. She looked in the mirror, shrinking in surprise. This afternoon, her dye was made of flowers like butterfly wings, gentle, brilliant, fresh, studded with sparkling diamonds. On her head, a crown made of jewels, containing 2 valuable stones, equal to an entire kingdom. Necklaces and bracelets are all made of brilliant diamonds. Anyone who looks at them for a long time will be dazzled. Rose thanked her godmother very much. She followed the servant to the living room, and the prince came to greet her at the door. They both saw angry looks, slanting glances at Rose from her father, the queen, and her 2 sisters. When Rose was sad because of her family and number 39's hatred, he tried to comfort her. After dinner, the king ordered the ball to begin. Cam Vang and Ho Du have been dancing for 10 years. They dance very well but lack grace. They know that Hua Hong has never had a chance to learn to dance, so they loudly and mockingly request that they come and bother Hua Rose to perform. Rose humbly refused because she did not like to show herself off to everyone. The 2 sisters thought they were winning but were getting older. To end the struggle, the queen ordered Hua Hong to go out on the field and dance with everyone. Prince Charming saw that she was confused and said, "I will perform with you, when you don and number 39's know how to step. Just let me guide you. Thank you, King. I and number 39's am honored to dance with you. I hope I won and number 39's shame you." They and number 39's they never entered the yard before. Seeing such a beautiful, flexible, and gentle couple dancing, everyone watched in admiration without blinking. It was clear that the 2 cousins were angry and crazy, wanting to rush in and tear Rose apart to make her angry. But the king and queen glared at them and stopped them, intending to remind them of a threat. By fairy power, when he and she finished, the applause did not stop. Everyone demanded that they perform again. In response to everyone and number 39's request, the 2 of them went out to dance again, this time singing a new dance, softer and more graceful than the previous one. Cam Vang and Ho Du could n and #39's stand it anymore. They choked and fell unconscious. Their faces became ugly because of jealousy and anger, and no one felt sorry for them because everyone saw their anger and unreasonable jealousy. Returning to the room, Hua Hong mumbled, "Dear mother, how should I answer Prince Charming? Mother. Help me, mother, I will obey me. Dear Rose, I will say that I agree." The fairy and number 39's gentle voice reached her ears. "It was you who arranged this marriage, Rose. Thank you, godmother," and fell asleep after hearing the fairy and number 39's beloved kiss on her cheek. While Rose was sleeping peacefully, the king, queen, and 2 sisters screamed in anger and argued with each other, blaming each other for the success of the Roses and their humiliation. There and number 39's only one last hope left. Tomorrow is racing day. The carriage is pulled by handsome horses, and the driver is a woman. They arranged for Hua Hong to have a tall, easy-to-dump cart, and 2 ferocious, untamed horses were put into the cart. They also firmly believed that Prince Charming did not have a carriage or horse ready to replace Rose like this morning. The thought that Rose could die or be seriously injured or disabled made them somewhat happy. They went to bed, thinking about how they could harm Rose if their plot in the race failed. Yellow, Orange and Red Ho slept little, waking up looking even uglier and more deformed than yesterday morning. As for Hua Rose, a peaceful Luong Tam, slept peacefully all night. When she woke up, after bathing, the maid brought her a cup of milk and a piece of regular bread. That was the Queen and number 39's order, wanting to treat her like a servant. Hua Hong is used to living a miserable life, so she finished the piece of bread and drank the delicious cup of milk. She was again dressed in poor clothes, and when she looked in the mirror she saw that she was wearing a white satin horseman and number 39's habit. The white velvet hat is filled with colorful bird feathers and a turquoise pearl the size of an egg. She wore a necklace made of precious stones, at the end of which was a diamond watch. The watch ran forever and did not need to be wound. When she entered the living room, she saw the young prince impatiently waiting for him to step forward. Rushed to her and quickly asks, "Princess, what did your godmother say?" How did the princess answer? "Losing to the king, I followed the voice of my heart. I will dedicate my life to you as you dedicate your life to me." "Thank you 1,000 times, dear Rose. When will I tell her father?" "After returning from the racing trip, my king. I allow you to ask me to marry you today, because I want to take you away from the injustice and cruel treatment of the people. Family for you." Hua Hong was hesitating when she heard her godmother and number 39's voice in her ear, and #39, please accept. And the voice continued for Queen Charming to hear and #39, let and number 39's hurry up and get married. Rose and number 39's life is at stake. I can and number 39's protect Rose forever and number 39's. Both of them agreed, obeying the power fairy. After the meal, everyone went down to the yard to go to the car. Men ride horses, women drive carriages. People gave Rose the car chosen by the queen. Prince Charming held Rose back when she was about to get on the carriage. "Rose, you shouldn't and #39's get in that carriage." Look, Rose looked up. Each horse of the carriage needed 4 people to hold it. They bit, they kicked. Angry. Suddenly, a little groom, wearing a white satin suit with a blue bow, shouted in a shrill voice, "This is the Rose Princess and number 39's carriage." And they saw running up to a small mother-of-pearl carriage. And pearls, the carriage was pulled by a pair of beautiful white horses. The reins were made of golden velvet and sapphires. Mr. Hoang didn't and #39's know if he should let Hua Hong ride that carriage or not, when he heard the fairy and number 39's voice say, "This is a gift from me. Let the rose rise, follow her closely. We only have a few hours left to protect the rose. Try to bring her back to the king and number 39's kingdom before this afternoon." Prince Charming helped Rose into the carriage. The convoy departed and the young man did not take a step away from the rose car. Just a moment later, 2 cars driven by 2 masked women tried to pass Hua Hong and number 39's car. A car tried to hit her car hard. The car would probably have broken down if it wasn't an #39's fairy and number 39's car. On the contrary, the sturdy and heavy car was broken. The woman with her face covered fell and hit the rock, lying motionless. While Hua Hong realized that it was Cam Vang, she was about to stop the car when the second car rushed forward and rammed into their car. This car also suffered the same fate as the first car. The car was crushed and the woman covered her face and fell onto the rocks. Hua Hong was about to jump down to help her 2 sisters when she heard her godmother and number 39's voice. "You 2 should go now. The king is sending troops, more evil than good. The sun will set in a few hours. I will give you enough care." Time to save you. Charming Prince, please put your horse on the carriage and go with Wa Rose and number 39's elephant." Prince Charming obeyed and quickly jumped into the carriage to sit next to Wa Rose. The horse pulling the cart ran like crazy. The king and number 39's knights chased after them but could not catch up with that small cart. The car drove for 6 hours before arriving at the castle of King Duyan. The whole castle was brightly lit. All the courtiers dressed in ceremonial clothes welcomed them on the steps of the hall. The king and Rose were surprised and did not understand why there was such a sudden reception. They were not surprised for long because they saw the Power Fairy step forward. "Hello, children. Everything is ready for the wedding ceremony for the two of you. Take Wa Rose to a private room to shower and change clothes. The bad guys have been punished. Yellow, orange and red Ho Didin and #39 die, but their faces were hideously scarred and no prince would like them. They must marry 2 brutal horsemen who will constantly beat them until their behavior changes." The king and queen believed the nonsense of the witches who treated their children with contempt, so they were punished forever without having any children by their side. "I will only be with you for 1 more hour and then I will have to be absent for a while. Children, hurry up to get married." Of course, the fairy gave the young couple 2 precious wedding outfits, so priceless that no pen can describe them. When Rose appeared, Duyan was stunned by her beauty. He held out his hand for Rose to hold. The fairy married them and then disappeared. Before leaving, the fairy also moved back to King Duyan and number 39's kingdom and the farm where Wa Hong had lived since she was a child. The farm is located in a corner of the castle and number 39's garden, so every day Rose can visit the nanny. Rose and Grace live together happily, they love each other forever. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.